95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back into Hometown today on 95.3 WBEV. I've got a very special friend on the line, Diana Ogle. Thank you for waiting.
Well, hello, my handsome friend. Good to hear your voice.
It's always good to hear from you as well. So, Diana, I already you've already been waiting long enough. So why don't you dive right into what's going on over at the Park Village Shopping Center?
Well, it's National Ice Cream Month.
Yum.
Can it get any better than that?
No.
And no, you can have ice cream for breakfast because there's milk in there. So there you go. So where do you get ice cream? Of course, all over Beaver Dam, there's a lot of places you can get ice cream, but I'm particularly fond of Baskin-Robbins, who has 31 flavors, not 30, not 32, but 31. And they have all these great flavors there, and you can get ice cream cakes. They can make a special cake for you. They can do whatever you want, and they got donuts. Now, you got donuts and ice cream at the same time. Can it get any better? I don't think so, my friend.
It does not.
It does not. And, of course, my fine friends at Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly, they also have ice cream there as well. You can get shakes at Cousin Subs. Did you know that?
I actually didn't. I saw there was a drive-thru, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, you can get a drive-thru. So McDonald's has shakes. So we've got your ice cream headquarters cornered at the Park Village Shopping Center with Baskin-Robbins, Cousins, Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly, and McDonald's. Come on now. Just do yourself a favor. I would have ice cream every day of the month because it's National Ice Cream Month. Now, the third Sunday of July is National Ice Cream Day, but you don't want to wait then. You want to just get your ice cream right now.
That's right, and I know that my mom and I were in town on Saturday. She was helping me move into my new apartment in Beaver Dam, so I'm looking forward to doing that. But we stopped over at the Park Village Shopping Center. I had to show her what's going on at Piggly Wiggly because I've been there enough, and we always hear from the Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly here on 95.3. But yeah, thank you so much, Diana, for calling in this morning, and yeah, always good to talk.
Always good to talk, my friend. Remember, ice cream is good for breakfast. Tell your mother I said it was okay. Anybody out there, if you need a note from me, it's okay to have ice cream for breakfast, folks.
All right, Diana Ogle says it's okay. That means it's okay. That's
it
what
means it's okay. All right, have a great day. Thanks for all you do.
All right, you too. So back here with me in the Daily Dodge TV studios is Mandi Genord. Correct?
Yes.
Genord? Okay,
Yep.
Got it. Winner of the Miss Wisconsin 2024. Mandi, congratulations, and thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
So let's start really in the beginning, because I know that you've been in the pageantry world for a while now. So
Yes.
tell me how you got here.
Yeah, so I grew up as a competitive dancer. I'm actually Elite Dance Center in Beaver Dam is the studio I teach at now, but I grew up performing there as well. And so in the Miss America organization, they have the opportunity for you to perform a talent, basically. So that was a big draw for me, was just being able to dance on the stage again. But I grew up knowing that I was going to be financially responsible for my college tuition when I decided to go. And so Miss America does a really great job of providing people, especially young girls, with the opportunity to receive scholarships and to go to school at a reduced cost for an education. And so that was very attractive to me as well. And so I ended up competing when it would have been 2018, so I was 15 at the time. But then I just got the bug and I couldn't leave it. So, yeah.
Awesome. And if you're watching on Daily Dodge TV, you can see Mandi's got the crown, and she's got the sash on with everything. So that's all great there. And then I saw that I believe you won Outstanding Teen in 2018.
I did, yes. Yeah, so in 2018, I was Miss Wisconsin's Outstanding Teen, and that really was one of the best moments of my life, and I say that because from that moment, I was able to go to college. I had a full tuition scholarship, so I didn't pay a single dollar for my tuition. I was at a Division I university. I had 3 majors, graduated with a double bachelor's degree, 4.0 GPA, and did it all completely debt-free, which is absolutely insane. But again, it's this organization that does that for a lot of young girls and women like myself.
Cool, and you just graduated from Alabama,
I
right?
did, back in May, Roll Tide.
Okay, so in September, I graduated from Wisconsin last May. Yeah, so
okay.
September, who are you rooting for then? If you miss
Bama,
Wisconsin,
Bama always.
Wow.
But Badgers are a close second.
Okay.
A close second.
How close?
Yeah. Well, like this far.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that with my friends. Are you bringing up any friends from Bama for that?
I'm trying to, yes. I have a Miss Wisconsin appearance that day.
Oh, wow.
Yes, but my friends and I from Bama, so Alabama's really crazy because it's a lot of out-of-state students. Like most of the people that go there are from out of state. So I have friends from like Georgia and Tennessee, and so we're trying to all work it out so that everyone can come up together. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
That's great. And I wanted to talk a little bit. So I'm a little confused how the whole pageantry business or industry works, because on my freshman year, I was in Celery 5B, and in my hall was Lila. I don't know how to say her last
Sherry?
name. Yes.
Yep.
And she had been talking about how she was doing the pageants and was Miss Wisconsin in 2023.
Yes.
But I'm curious, because you were Miss Rock River Valley in 2023, but then this year you were Miss Northern Lights.
Yes.
How does that work?
Right. So I can see how it's confusing. So to compete for Miss Wisconsin, you have to win a local title first. And so that's a little bit of a process as well. So there's certain closed systems. So you have to live in a certain county or a certain town in order to compete in those systems. So like Wisconsin Rapids has a closed one, so you have to live in Wisconsin Rapids to compete there. In Beaver Dam, we don't really have one that's close enough for me to be able to compete in. So I always have to compete in the open ones, which would be Rock River Valley and Miss Northern Lights. But basically what happens is you get that local title for a year. You'll go to Miss Wisconsin, you'll compete. Depending on how you do, you'll either go on to be Miss Wisconsin or you'll serve out the rest of your local year. And then once you give that title up, you can compete for another local to then try to go back to state.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a lot more to it than I really thought. I just figured it's kind of like, well, like your music competitions where you sign up more or less and you just compete from there.
Yeah.
But speaking of the dance, I saw it was noted about your contemporary jazz performance.
Yes.
So you want to talk about that?
Sure, yeah. So like I had said, I grew up as a competitive dancer. But I also, my mom, my brother, and my sister, they were all my dance teachers growing up. And so I trust them entirely when it comes to anything that has to do with choreography, dance, performance. And so in creating my dance this year, it was a combination of all four of us. And we kind of all did it together. So I like to say every time I step on the stage, I take them with me. I know that's so cheesy. But it's the truth. It's the truth.
So you have to do like a dance or some kind of talent.
Yes.
And then what are the other things that go into becoming Miss Wisconsin?
Yeah, so actually, the very first thing that you do during Miss Wisconsin week is you do an interview. So it's about 10 minutes. You can give an opening about your community service initiative. So that's basically just a platform that you want to work towards for the next year. This year, mine will be on adoption. So I would give an introduction about that. Then you would have your interview with the judges. You would give a short closing, and then you won't see them again until that next day. And so then when you compete again, there's preliminary rounds. So you'll do talent, fitness, evening gown, and onstage question. And then based off of your interview and those preliminary rounds, they draw the top 11. Then from the top 11, you recompete in talent, fitness, evening gown, onstage question, and then from there, they decide the winner.
Okay, yeah, because I saw that you tied for overall interview score, and then I think you won the preliminary talent and evening wear.
I did, yes.
And what is evening wear? It's got to be more than an evening gown dress, right?
Yeah. So they always tell the judges in the audience as well, like you judge the girl in the dress, not the dress on the girl. Okay. And it's more so about the way that you walk. Like I like to think of it like if you were to go to a red carpet appearance, would you be able to walk and present yourself in a way that's professional, just upholding the values of the Miss America organization and doing so.
Okay, and so you earn additional scholarships for winning those.
I did, yes.
Okay,
which
cool.
will be super nice.
Yeah, that's great. And
Yeah.
like you said, you didn't have to worry too much about paying tuition at Alabama. And you mentioned how your community service that you're going to be talking about is about adoption.
Yes.
But you're also aspiring to be an adoption attorney?
I am, yes. So this is my gap year, hoping to go to law school with 2025 admissions. But about 2 years ago, my niece was adopted. And so I don't know if you've ever had anyone that you know has gone through that process, but it's very long, very hard, very expensive. And there's a lot of ups and downs that go along with it. But I will say watching my brother and my niece go through that journey together really was one of the most beautiful things. And I so often when I tell people that I want to be a lawyer, they always jump to the negatives with it, but there really is so much positive that comes from it as well. For me, becoming an adoption attorney would be a part of those positives.
Totally. And then I also saw that Movement Matters is the initiative that you're currently working with.
Yes.
Could you talk about them?
Yeah. So again, growing up as a dancer, a lot of it goes back to that for me. But being a competitive dancer, dance was always that constant that I had in my life. It kept me grounded. It kept me focused. I would go from school, go to dance, come home, do my homework, repeat it all the next day. But it really, for me, was just that solidifying moment because it was the one thing as a child that I had control over. And it helped me not only with my physical health, but my mental and my emotional health as well. And so now that Miss America is partnering with the American Heart Association, I'm really able to promote both of those things together, living a healthy and active lifestyle, but doing it for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being as well.
I know that that's how you went about picking it, is the activity, the movement, doing something. But what kind of other selections have you heard people or contestants go into with what they're picking?
Sure. So when I was Miss Wisconsin's Outstanding Teen, my Miss Wisconsin, her name was Tiana Vanderhei, and her initiative was called BOSS, Building Our Soft Skills. So it was about helping kids who wanted to go directly into the workforce build those soft skills when they leave high school, just so they had those little extra tactics to kind of help them out. But Lila, for example, Miss Wisconsin before me, hers was breaking news. She was a journalist.
Okay.
And so she was promoting media and all of that stuff. But really, there's a wide range of stuff that people run on. Grace Stanke, she was Miss America, formerly Miss Wisconsin, 2 years ago now, and hers was nuclear engineering. So you really can go all over the place with it.
That's right. I remember the nuclear engineering part because, I mean, that's just crazy as it is. And then it was funny when I realized that Lila was the 2023 winner because I had taken classes with her, and I feel like she was missing on a couple classes more than the average student. And she was probably doing like different press stuff like that you've been doing.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
What is that press circuit like?
I mean, I like it. You just kind of sit down and talk with people, and I think everyone's usually been pretty nice so far. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. I mean, like I said, I'm in a gap year, and so this entire next year I am devoted to just being Miss Wisconsin and serving my community and the people who are in it, and obviously speaking with people like yourself is a big part of that.
You were on WTMJ last week, I believe, right?
Yes,
Yeah? Okay, how'd that go?
It was fun.
Okay.
Like I said, everyone's been really awesome so far, so hopefully it stays up. But
And then how many appearances do you have to make in a year, or does it kind of pop up like this interview?
Yeah, they kind of pop up. So you go through, I have like a booking manager that everything goes through, and so people can book Miss Wisconsin through the website. I will say most Thursday, Fridays, Saturdays, some Sundays is usually pretty busy for me. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are a little bit more relaxed. But right now, I don't know if there's a set appearance amount that I'm at.
Again, Charlie Dern with you this morning on Hometown Today. I'm sitting alongside Mandi Genord, Miss Wisconsin 2024, and well, going back to Lila winning in 2023, you were the runner-up.
I was, yeah.
And I was reading about how you didn't look at that as a negative at all. You, in fact, kind of flipped it.
Mm-hmm.
Could you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, no, it was perfect timing for me. And I say that because at the time, last year when I was running for Miss Wisconsin, I still had an entire year of school left. And like I said earlier, I was on a scholarship. And so there was always that if it's still going to be waiting for me when I come back, if it's not, a lot of uncertainty there. But Lila and I, you had said I was Miss Rock River Valley. We had actually won our local titles together at the same local.
Oh, okay.
And so throughout our year preparing for Miss Wisconsin, we were kind of doing a lot of that together. And Lila had also competed in the Miss division before. I had not. So she was very helpful in guiding me on that journey. But when it was just her and I left standing at the end there, it was the most perfect outcome because, like I said, Lila and I had gone through that journey together. And she has been a close friend of mine for a few years now, but it really was perfect timing because I got to go back to school and I got to finish my education. And then this year I was able to come back into it having no open ends, completely closed that chapter of my life and ready for the new one. And so I'm excited that I'm able to step into it as Miss Wisconsin now. So
then are you able to compete for Miss Wisconsin again or you have to pass it off?
Yeah, so I will have to pass it off. I'm not able to compete again. It really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Wow,
you can only do it once. So after this year, I will be a former and I'll just be prepared to... Oh, yeah. That's me.
We have the video playing of you winning. So that clearly meant a lot to you.
It did, but I think I had 6 years I've been doing this, and I could have practiced a better face for that moment, but...
So do you practice stuff like that? Not necessarily your crying face, but like what kind of practicing are you, when it comes to like the interview and stuff like that, are these rehearsed answers?
No, not at all. I mean... Let me rephrase. There's always some questions that you can prepare for. It's like you're going into a job interview. Mm-hmm. You know, why do you want the job? Why should we choose you? All of those questions that you can prepare and answer for in your head. But then I feel like as soon as I get into the interview, all of that kind of goes away, and I'm like, well, I'll just talk and we'll see how it goes. But I mean, for me, for the interview specifically, I like to have bullet points of things that I like to try to get out there. And so, again, just preparing those bullet points for those questions that I'm hoping they'll ask me, and then from there, just taking it like a normal conversation.
So you can't compete for Miss Wisconsin again, but now you can compete for Miss America.
Yes.
Are you excited for that?
Oh,
Nervous
I'm so
for
excited.
that?
No, I'm so excited. A little bit nervous, but I think the nerves will kick in later on. Right now, I'm still on cloud 9 from winning Miss Wisconsin, so everything's been pretty good so far. But yeah, so again, to compete at Miss America, you have to win a state title first.
Right.
So there will be the 50 states, District of Columbia, and then Puerto Rico is coming back this year as well. So there will be 52 contestants competing for Miss America. But yeah, once in a lifetime.
Has anyone from has a Miss Wisconsin ever won Miss America?
Yes, we've had 3. We've had 3. Grace was our most recent one in, I want to say 2022.
Okay.
And then Laura Kepler was 2012, I want to say. That could be wrong, so don't quote me.
Well, I like the history.
Yeah. And then we had another one.
Okay.
But I don't know the year for that.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I think we only have a minute or two here before we need to step aside. Is there anything else you kind of wanted to plug? We could talk about Movement Matters again or anything like that?
Well, I know I'd mentioned it briefly earlier, but Miss Wisconsin is available for bookings and appearances. And so if anyone does want to book Miss Wisconsin, you can go to misswisconsin.org and find the booking link there. Like I said, this next year, I'm hoping to just serve my community and the people who are in it. So please invite me out there. I'll be happy to join.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. It was a great talking to you, great conversation. I'm really glad that you were able to come in and be with us this morning, especially you being from Beaver Dam. So we'll step aside here on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Catherine Smith, Miss Northern Lights, Mandi Genord is our new Miss Wisconsin. There she is.
.95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Charlie Dern with you this morning. I was previously talking with Jerry Apps, local author, who has 6 PBS specials, one coming up in March, we learned on the air. He's an author, storyteller, and local historian. He's written over 40 books. I had counted 24 on his website, but I was wrong on that. And then I got a chance to talk with Diana Ogle, which is always a pleasure. And then after that, we just recently got off talking with Miss Wisconsin, Mandi Genord. So thank you to everyone who helped put that together. It was a pleasure talking with Mandi and getting to know her and learning more about how the pageantry business works. I was pretty unfamiliar with that. And then coming up this hour from 10 to 11 here, I'll be on with Elwood Lee, as well as I know Chelsea Seippel and potentially another one coming in with us, and we're going to be talking about the summer concert series going on, and I know that Elwood is going to be playing live for us. So while we set all that up, we'll step aside here on 95.3 WBEV, Hometown Today, powered by Daily Dodge.
covering. You're listening to Hometown Today on the 5,000-watt flamethrower on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, presented by Professional Floor, covering your floor and so much more over at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam, or visit them online at proflr.com, or give Randy and the team a call at 920-887-9972. They do kitchen designs, showers, get what you want, clean, be comfortable, and enjoy it. They'll do countertops, cabinets, everything that they have so much going on over there. So make sure to give Randy and the team a call, or go ahead and visit them in person at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. They recently started a Pro Edge sharpening. They'll sharpen anything with an edge, sharpen it, don't toss it. Scissors, knives, saw blades, mower blades, you name it, they'll sharpen it. Commercial and personal tools, Pro Edge Sharpening Services is still located at 713 Park Avenue, Beaver Dam, or visit them online at proedge.com. Hometown Today is also brought to you in part by McKinstry's Home Furnishings. McKinstry's Home Furnishings stocks a large selection of picture frame moldings and conservation mattings and glass. They'll frame needlework, family photos, wedding pictures, oil paintings, wildlife prints, and award certificates. Best of all, you will be amazed at the low everyday prices. Let McKinstry's designers help you select just the right frame and matting to enhance the beauty of your artwork as well as your home. Take your frameable pieces to McKinstry's Home Furnishings. You will be very happy you did. McKinstry's, located under the red awning in downtown Beaver Dam, McKinstry'sHomeFurnishings.com. I would like to welcome in Chelsea Seippel and Philip Seippel, as well as Elwood Lee here from the Seippel Center, talking about the Concert Summer Series. Welcome in, everyone.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So I've actually been the one running the ads or recording the advertisements. So I've been aware about who's been performing, and so I'm excited to talk with Elwood and even hear him play live. He's got his guitar here hooked up to an amp. He's ready to play at any point. But I want to learn more about the concert series and everything else going on over at the Seippel Center.
Oh, we're so excited to have such a great lineup this year, and it's such a wonderful place. My father, his brother, his sister grew up there, and so you see, in my mind, them, and I'm sure my uncles, like running through the gardens as these wonderful musicians are playing in the gardens at sunset, and the lessons are going on inside. We've got, wonderful teachers, wonderful students, wonderful band members this year, and so I just feel very blessed to be a part of it and fortunate to be a part of it, and I'm excited. I hope everybody can come out for it, and enjoy. Just bring your blankets and chairs or picnics and picnics, I guess I should say, and enjoy.
Yeah, and the things that I remember from reading the advertisements, they're free and there's ample parking.
Absolutely.
Those are for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd just like to add to that, Chelsea, my niece, is saying that, but the opportunity that you've given us today to be here at the WBEV and to be on the air and to help promote this wonderful series. And I guess the next thing we probably want to do is talk about one of our star performers who's going to be performing at the Seippel Center tomorrow evening, and that's Elwood.
And on that note,
Elwood, I've seen that because when I saw that you were performing, I was like, oh, that's one of the local performers that I actually know their name, and because I've known that you've recently I think you were at Thirsty Beaver, but you perform all over the place around Beaver Dam and Dodge County, right?
Yes. Playing a lot this summer. Check my Facebook. I'm notoriously terrible at coming up with my upcoming dates off the cuff, but it's posted at my Facebook page. I run two of them. There's a professional page and there's a personal page, which I just opened up, and I friend everybody on it. So
there you go.
So it's the best way to get reach on social media.
And how did you get started?
I got started. My family was musical. There was music in my house literally as long as I can remember. The big thing was my grandfather played guitar, and I just absolutely loved the sound of it, and I would follow him around everywhere when he played, and I begged him to teach me. And he said, when your hands are big enough they can get around the neck of the guitar, I'll teach you. And that ended up when I was 7 years old.
So has it always been guitar for you, or did you learn other instruments as well?
I know other instruments as well. The guitar is where my heart is, though. About anything with strings, I can get music from it. I play drums, I play keyboards. I'm a bit of an all-arounder. Music was my passion in life and still is. But I'm chiefly a guitar player. It's like I say, you let people know you have other stringed instruments, they tend to want you to play them, and I want to play the guitar. So.
There you go. Do you want to give us a little sample here?
I would love to, yeah. So the whole premise behind this, the entertainment at the Seippel Center Tuesday is going to be Elwood's one-man guitar band. I have to explain a little bit how this sort of works. I use a looping pedal, which a lot of performers use these days. Technology, little fact on that, actually invented by a Wisconsin native, Les Paul.
Right, that's right.
He invented multi-track recording and overdubbing and all of that fun studio stuff. And then in the digital age, they can bring that to a foot pedal that we can take with us. So what I do is I track in live, in real time, 3 parts usually: a rhythm guitar, a second guitar, and I don't have the thing that lets me do bass here today because, limited space, but I'll have the full thing at the Seippel Center. So let me show you kind of how this works. We'll pick a song everybody knows, a Tom Petty song. So how it starts is as I'm playing, all music has phrases that repeat. And if you can stack up these repeating phrases, you can make a song out of it. Chorus, verse, bridge, etc. So here we go. Now, for those of you in Radio Land, my hands are not on the guitar right now. This is coming back through the amp. This is what I just played a minute ago. Now, if I want to make that a little bigger, I can play another part under that. Watch this. There. Now you can see that's what I played a minute ago because right here, there's my mistake. You see? So then we can add a part that's sort of like a bass. We'll just use the neck pickup on the guitar. There we go. Now we've got bass. Now, like I tell my audiences, on a good day, I can play and sing over this. Well, she's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus, and America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses, and her boyfriend too. Well, it's a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard, and I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart, and I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free. I'm free falling.
That was amazing to see live. Well, literally right up front in person, better than I could even get at any stage, really. But I'm curious. So people that are watching and people that are listening live, they couldn't see the foot pedals that were going on. Looks like a bunch of different pedals. Do they all have different?
Well, it's one unit. I use the Boss RC50 loop station. It's the last model. They've come out with a new one since then. But it performs the same function. This allows you to have 3 different phrases. And there are buttons on here for record, for stop, for play. You can undo something if you make a mistake. But then you've got your 3 phrases, which turn out to be like your chorus, your verse, your bridge. I try not to spend too much time looping it in because the crowd is like, wait a minute, what's he doing? But try to get it in there fairly quickly.
Artists like John Mayer and Charlie Puth come to mind when it comes to, and Glass Animals, when it comes to the creating of the song and like kind of putting it on social media and different videos.
Yeah.
And actually John Mayer's Free Falling live that he did is one of my favorite songs that I listen to.
That's a good one, yeah.
But yeah, like when you see artists like John Mayer he'll do videos where he just comes up with a song while he's sitting there and it's like, all right, like your brain operates differently. But it is amazing how it all comes together. But I'm curious how, when you're playing and then the vocals, how does that work with your mind? Because I know I couldn't do both.
It's counting measures. You figure in your mind, okay, this is the verse. This comes back a couple of times through the song, so I can use this again. So that's where you use the looper. It's kind of tied to, some songs don't work as well in the medium, because they don't repeat. Obviously I'm not going to be covering like 2112 by Rush or anything with this outfit, but little pop songs with the rondo form, verse, chorus, those work real well.
Who were your inspirations when you were starting to learn songs and then do both the playing and the singing?
Oh gosh, it just, like I said, my family was musical. One side of my family is from the state of Maine. The other one is from up by the Dells area, up there in Sand Country. And we all sang. The ones from Maine played instruments. The ones from the Dells were dancers and singers and just liking fun. So it was always around my house. Country music was on the radio when I was hanging with my grandpa. Of course it was. Waylon Jennings, Marty Robbins, that kind of classic country music. Get home to my mom's house, she had a great record collection full of like Eric Clapton and the Byrds and trying to think those other bands that she had. She had a couple records by the Stones, Frank Zappa, these sorts of classic artists. And that's where the guitar figures real prominently. Don't hear it so much just lately here on pop radio.
Do you typically stand or do you sit while you're on stage?
Typically stand. Situations like this, or like I do, sometimes I'll provide dinner music, just sit in the corner and play, and that's where you sit.
Okay.
It's a vibe. The gig usually tells me whether I'll stand or sit, but usually stand.
Okay, got it. And so you're taking all different types of gigs. You're not locking yourself in any corners.
No, you can't as a musician. You can't lock yourself out of any earning opportunity. In fact, you should have about 6 jobs if you're a professional musician.
Yeah, that's
fair. You
fair.
should be an educator, you should be a player, you should be, there are a lot of different ways to make money in the music business, and you shouldn't limit yourself to just one of them.
What are the different ways that you earn then as a musician?
Oh, well, there again, you're asking me to come up with a list on the spot. Not my strong suit, but like I said, teaching, obviously, the Seippel Center has lessons. They have educators on staff there. It's one way to make music. Monetizing your music online is another way to do it. Playing live dates, of course, people are always going to want live music. Many, many ways, and they all help you to earn a living.
When I know that I'm not supposed to go the COVID route at all, but that was a hard time, especially for musicians.
Oh, geez,
and
don't get me going.
Right, and in Whitefish Bay, my hometown, Pat McCurdy's from there, and he would do Facebook Live concerts from his living room. So I'm curious what you were doing during COVID and
Same
still
thing.
doing music. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of musicians turned to live streaming during the pandemic, and want to just take this opportunity to thank everybody who visited my online PayPal tip jar during that time. You really helped me out a lot, more than you know. Because essentially you had to make a choice then. You had to either wrestle with the virus or stay home. And so guess what my choice was?
Yeah.
Well, you want to keep those around you safe. And I'm glad that we're starting to see that pass into the rearview mirror sort of kind of now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And are you prepping another song here, or?
Whenever you're ready, I have a couple that I can just throw in.
All right.
I basically wanted to come on and give everybody an idea of what they're going to see tomorrow night at Seippel Center.
Yeah, so let's hear another one then.
All right. Let's see here. So mentioning the classic era where the guitar was loud and proud and out front. Here's one by Bob Dylan or Jimi Hendrix if you prefer. Hang on, put the selector in the middle. That's the thing with this. I have to think like a rhythm guitarist because the rhythm part goes in first. Now we'll do our little ersatz bass part here. There we go. There must be some kind of way out of here, said the joker to the thief. It's too much confusion, I can't get no relief. Rich man, he drinks my wine, the poor man dig their herbs. No one can ever own the mine, nobody of this earth. Hey! No reason to get excited. Thief, he kindly spoke. There are those here among us who feel that life is but a joke. But you and I, we have been through that. This is not our fate. Let us not talk falsely now, for the hour is getting late. I said the hour is getting late. You know the hour is getting late. Oh, my, my. All along the watchtower, princess kept the view, while all the people came and went, barefoot servants too. And way out on the whispering wind, a wild cat did growl. Two riders were approaching, and the wind began to howl. Hey, hey, hey.
wonderful. It's so cool seeing that live and up close, especially with all the fingers. Yeah, my only guitar experience is Guitar Hero, and it's not exactly the same deal.
I used to play that with my non-musical buddies back in the day.
There you go. Yeah, see, because I'm not completely non-musical, but I like to say that I was originally a trumpet player, and then my teacher quickly, it took about a year, moved me to percussion, which kind of tells you how I was as a trumpet player.
Hey, play to your strengths, that's what I say.
Bass drum, I was the heartbeat, you know?
Yeah, we need one.
But at least you have it in your soul. You know,
Right.
Elwood and I were talking about that the other day, like even the education system. I mean, think of how you remember your ABCs because it's via song. You know, do you wake up in the middle of the night remembering a textbook memo? No, but you might be having a song in your head. You know, like music is such an inspiration and brings such value to people's lives and emotions and everything that, you know, I'm excited that from Elwood to our other artists to our teachers and students that we can integrate that into, you know, or bring that as part of somebody's life, because it's just such an inspiration and such a magical thing, you know, in every facet that you can encompass, I believe.
Totally, yeah. On Saturday evening, I went to church with my mom, and I found myself reading the sheet music and then kind of playing with my fingers like it was a piano, because I still have those notes in my head, and I know where my fingers should be. I just haven't had the time to. Well, I don't have a keyboard anymore. That's also part of it.
You can use one of mine.
Okay, all right. Over at the Seippel Center. We do have to take a break here, but we'll be back. I'm here with Philip and Chelsea Seippel, as well as Elwood Lee, talking about the Seippel Center concert series going on all summer long. So we'll step aside here on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back in to Hometown Today. Little chair dancing going on here in the Daily Dodge TV studio. Elwood, play this right now. No, I'm just we have Elwood Lee here with Oh, he kind of has it. Well, I'm here with Chelsea and Philip Seippel from the Seippel Center talking about the Seippel Center concert series. And Elwood Lee is joining us as well down here. If you're on the Daily Dodge TV stream, you can see he is playing live for us and has been. He's done a couple songs. Before he plays another one, before we have some more music, what else is going on at the Seippel Center this summer?
So we have lessons, and so it's always open for students, for teachers that are interested. So that's all going on. We do host private events, but outside in the lawn, it's the concert series. Inside in the house are the lessons, and we're grateful for our teachers and our students, and it's so nice to see people learning music and teachers being excited to share their gifts of music.
Are those always open in kind of rolling enrollment, or is there a time where they open every year and close every year?
You contact the teachers. If you go to www.seippelcenter.org, you'll be able to contact any of the teachers. And if you're interested in becoming a teacher, you can still go to the website and find my contact information. And then, we can discuss you becoming a teacher there. So it's open enrollment. It's all year round. And then if you're a student, you just contact the teachers directly, or student or parent, I guess I should say. But yes.
Yeah, I would say just a few years ago under Chelsea's direction, it was converted from before it was visual arts into the audio, and very importantly, and under her direction, there are multiple studios, so there are actually private rooms available, and they are set up as professional learning studios. Quality instruments are available, and really anybody's welcome. And even though the quality is very, very high, they emphasize it's the entire idea behind this is to make music accessible for everybody, the teachers as well as anybody who's interested in learning. And it's not pricey. The focus here as a nonprofit is to make music accessible to those and to anyone. And I'd really like to emphasize that.
And it is really a home away from home, I think for people, or I hope it is. I hope that's what we've made it to be.
So I guess I never thought about the pricing point of it. So that's kind of what's been going on with youth sports, is that people are getting priced out of it because it's so expensive. Is that what's kind of also happening in music for the youth?
Not at the Seippel Center.
Not at the Seippel Center. But
Not at the Seippel
But
Center. On the contrary, and the actual pricing, it's not something that's fixed or established, but can be negotiated and discussed with individual teachers. Our emphasis is really to make music available for anybody.
That's
very important.
That's
very
great.
important.
Yeah, no, that's
quality
wonderful
installation, but it doesn't mean that the price has to be very high.
Mm-hmm.
The quality comes in the learning and the quality of the teaching, and it's all there available for anyone.
And if I were, say, a student and I wanted to learn trumpet, but I didn't have a trumpet, where could I go? Could I go to the Seippel Center and rent one, or would I have to go to a different store?
That'd be a question about contacting the teachers who can
can
actually teach that particular thing. But we would certainly get something organized.
Got it. All right. Yeah. Interesting. And one thing I always forget when I do these interviews is titles. So Chelsea and Philip, what do you guys do over at the Seippel Center? I probably should have asked that off the air, but we'll go live.
I mean, technically, I'm the director.
Okay, so you run the show.
Yeah, I can add. There are two things going on. One is the Seippel Center. The Seippel Center is actually owned by the Peter J. Seippel Foundation.
Okay.
And Chelsea is the president of the Peter J. Seippel Foundation. The foundation does not only operate the Seippel Center. We're here to discuss the Seippel Center. The foundation itself was established by my brother. My brother unfortunately passed away back about 22 years ago.
Who was my dad?
And Chelsea's father, my brother. And anyway, he left an adequate amount to continue the Peter J. Seippel Foundation, which is involved in a number of local charities. The main emphasis is to benefit the community, the immediate community, the Beaver Dam and greater community area. And as part of that, the Seippel Center forms an essential part of that as well, which is the ongoing opportunity for education in music.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then I guess just shifting gears, when did the Concert Summer Series start? And as far as I know, it's going on all summer, right?
Yes, we go now until August 27th. So the schedule, if you look at the website or my Facebook page, or it has changed a little bit because last week was rained out. But yeah, we've been doing it for 4 years, and Elwood was actually, I think, one of our first entertainers. Yeah, but you were there even before the concert series officially started, you know?
Could be. Some
Yeah.
years are a blur for
Yeah,
me.
so, you know.
I know I've been involved with Seippel Center Concert Series for a long time
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to ask about that shift that you mentioned from visuals to audio, but we do have to take another break here. We have to go talk with Kevin Haugen in the News Center, so we'll step aside here on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you this morning. I'm sitting alongside Philip and Chelsea Seippel, as well as Elwood Lee, here to talk about the Seippel Center Concert Series. WBEV Hometown Today is brought to you in part by Professional Floor Covering, your floor and so much more. Randy and the team are located at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. You can visit them online at proflr.com or give them a call, 920-887-9972. And then we're also brought to you in part by McKinstry's Home Furnishings. They're doing lots of framing. Your needlework, family photos, wedding pictures, oil paintings, wildlife prints, and award certificates. Best of all, you will be amazed at the low everyday prices. McKinstry's is located under the red awning in downtown Beaver Dam, or visit them online at mckinstryshomefurnishings.com. And I do want to get into real quick because I wasn't aware of that. You said that there was a change that occurred in the programming going on. It was visual at first, and now it's shifted to more of the audio. Could you explain?
Yeah,
further?
exactly. The foundation was set up in 1996.
Okay.
And the homestead, which is where I grew up, was acquired by the foundation at that particular time. The initial concept, my brother's initial vision was it was going to be for the visual arts, a center for the visual arts. And actually the Beaver Dam Area Arts Association, wonderful organization, occupied the premises for a number of years. And then through various changes of what they were doing and what we were thinking about doing and for the future, we actually discussed with them about some other initiatives, and we wanted to incorporate music into the agenda. But once we realized it was very difficult having a center that could do both of those functions, and the Beaver Dam Area Arts Association had some other opportunities they could relocate, which they did. And I think it was on reflection, and we had looked around the country at some other similar type of foundations and operations. And I think the realization that in a community, I'll try to be brief on this, but the realization that in any community, there's no question there can be multiple artists hidden out there, one thing or the other. But the fact that through music, there are many talented, potentially highly talented people in a community, but they just don't have the opportunity of expressing that in the actual music world, in the audio world. And with that realization, we thought, well, we can bring the Seippel Center and its purpose to a lot more people than just to a limited number of people who were gifted in the actual visual arts. And so that was part of the conversion. And so there you go. Sorry, I'm running over.
No, that was great, and because I didn't know that the history of it.
And going on something that happened just very quick during the break. And by the way, if John McKinstry's listening out there anyway, all my best to John. He's a great friend. During the break, we were discussing not just listening to music or learning music, but we were having a discussion of the complexities and the interest of learning how to create music and how to do music. And here with Elwood right now, the multiple things that go into how he electronically can handle the music. Those kind of things are available for education as well. And it's so important to realize it's not just sit down and a keyboard. There's a lot more to it, but it's highly interesting world of music. So many different aspects of the education part of it. Anyway.
And if you visit the SeipelCenter.org, I pulled it up right here, and everything's right here. It's really easy laid out. Students click here, teachers click here. There's lessons, teachers, and events tabs, as well as the contact page. So everything is there online at the SeipelCenter.org. Seippel with two P's. I screwed that one up when I initially looked it up on Facebook, and learning experience for me. 2 P's. Seippel with 2 P's. You can follow them on Facebook at Seippel Center. Visit them online at www.theseipelcenter.org or give them a call, 415-430-4849.
8943, yeah. And that's my phone number.
So,
yeah.
Did I just...
No, that's fine.
Okay,
yeah, because I'm the contact person.
Right.
So, yeah, that's fine.
As long as I'm not
just
giving out
now
address.
that I don't get, like, stalkers, you know.
Yeah, that part I should have cleared with you. I'm just glad your address isn't listed on here. I would have read it right off. Well, Elwood, I know that you've got a couple more songs that you're hoping to play.
If we have time.
We do. And before you play, I'm curious how you put together your sets and what goes into putting together a set.
Just what do I feel like playing?
Okay.
When it comes to my solo act, with a full band, I do operate a full band. I have the Elwood Lee Band, 4 to 5 piece outfit depending on the gig. I have the Elwood Lee Trio, which, quick plug-a-reno, we're going to be at Best Damn Fest from 1 to 3 on Saturday. We're opening the day. But these solo acts, I don't have to consider very much. I just play what I like to. With the band, you play to the strengths of the players that are with you, the songs that you all play well together, the songs that you all like. But this is a lot more come as you are. And sometimes for a shorter set, I don't even write a list. I just sometimes take requests from the audience or play things that feel good to me, or it's very much fun.
How sick of hearing "Play Freebird" are you? I'm sure you've heard that a million times.
It's not even a serious request anymore.
It's
It is literally a joke.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So
a great
sorry,
song.
Leonard Skinner. That song was awesome when Leonard Skinner played it, but everybody shouting it at bands, it's no longer taken seriously.
I think
It's
the
a
first
joke.
time he played for us, I was like, could you play more Eagles? Yes.
Though, that I like, yeah. But Freebird, that's just a gag. That's somebody yanking your chain.
I was in Door County a couple weeks ago, and someone shouted that at the live band playing, and somebody from the band was like, "Stop."
Cliche.
Stop. Yeah.
Cliche. If you want to get attention, that's the way to get it. But is it the right kind of attention that you want?
Probably not at a concert. Probably not. Well, what do you have lined up for us next?
Oh gosh. I have a song either by Creedence Clearwater, John Fogerty, or Badfinger, British band.
I love CCR.
CCR it is. And this one, where songs usually repeat, this one just has one phrase that goes the whole time. So, simple songs for the win. Rhythm guitar goes in first. Here we go. Once again, there's the rhythm guitar I just played. Something that sounds like a bass. Oh, Susie Q. Well, Susie Q. Well, Susie Q. Baby, I love you. Susie Q. I like the way you walk. I like the way you talk. I like the way you walk. I like the way you talk. Susie Q. Now say that you'll be true. Now say that you'll be true. Oh, say that you'll be true and never leave me blue. Susie Q. Now say that you'll be mine. Now say that you'll be mine. Now say that you'll be mine, baby. time, Susie Q. Well, Susie Q. Well, Susie Q. Well, Susie Q, baby, I love you. Susie Q.
Nice, well done.
Nice.
Thank you.
Now I get what you were saying with the refrain repeating a lot. I got that now.
And some basic parts, like a rhythm guitar or a bass part, they don't really change a whole lot, so you can get by with looping those in.
Especially with, well, I listen to a good amount of CCR and like Lodi, where it's kind of the same rhythm just for the whole song, and then
You've
it kind of.
got the verse, and then you've got the little intro part. Those are your two sections.
Now, do you do any songwriting on your own
I do, yes.
with your band as well, or are you the
Mostly
songwriter?
alone. Just solo songwriter. I take the song to the band. We kind of work it up. If we feel like it works, we might do it. We don't do a whole lot of them out because original music, believe it or not, people are, when they're out having fun, when they're dancing, when they're partying, they want to listen to a song they haven't heard before. So it's almost a party killer, believe it or not. They're like, oh, wait, this is cool. I want to listen to this. But then they're not dancing anymore. They're out of the moment. So don't play a lot of them live. But
And
I do
then-
have songs written.
Do you have a process at all that goes along with that?
Yeah, just sit down with the guitar, play chords that feel good, get the brain juices going, get yourself feeling in that creative mode, and then just see what comes. When you start hearing a song in your head that you think is a song you've heard somewhere before, and then you realize, I haven't heard this anywhere before. You've written a song. Now, can you get it out through the fingers is the next thing.
Yeah, putting it all
Sometimes I lose
together.
'em.
Right. Well, we do have to go here pretty soon here, so I figured I'd give everyone a chance to plug everything coming up. So this concert with Elwood Lee is happening tomorrow at the Seippel Center at 6 p.m. for a free concert. Bring your picnic blanket. Bring everything. There's free parking. There's lots of parking available. But what else did I miss in that, you guys?
Well, I would say maybe not everything.
Okay, yeah. Don't bring everything. But yeah, anything else before we go?
No, that's it. We're really looking forward to see the people come and so on. It is a wonderful experience, a great setting, and obviously with music like this, it's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
So look forward to seeing
And the
you.
weather looks great for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
Okay, good,
looking
'cause,
forward
yeah.
to seeing everybody, and so excited to listen to Elwood more.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
I'm
great-
excited
great
to play,
stuff.
too.
Yeah, Elwood, anything else going on that you want to plug quick?
The Best Damn Fest spot was the big one. 1 to 3 at Best Damn Fest Saturday. Elwood Lee Trio, of course, tomorrow night at the Seippel Center from 6 to 8 p.m. on the lawn. And it's a beautiful setting. You bring a lawn chair, any refreshments that you want. If you do bring glass, please take it back out with you. Be clean, keep your area neat, so to speak. But that's really the only caveat, isn't it, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yep. But come on down and enjoy some good music on a Tuesday night, which is very rare, I may add, from 6 to 8.
Well, thanks everyone for joining me again.
Thank you
I'm
for
here
having
with
us.
Chelsea and Philip Seippel, as well as Elwood Lee, talking about the concerts or the summer concert series happening on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. So tomorrow is Elwood Lee. That sounds like it's going to be an amazing show. So thank you guys
It
again
will
for
be.
coming in and talking about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That'll do it for Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Hometown Today presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings and Professional Floor Covering, your floor, and so much more. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. It was kind of a wild show today. We talked with a lot of different people, music, authors, Miss Wisconsin. We were all over the place. But thanks, everyone, for bearing with us without Amy Hudson in the studio this morning. So I'll step aside. Charlie Dern here on 95.3 WBEV Hometown Today. Powered by Daily Dodge.